Alright, so we're going to be changing the fuel filter on this here 2014 Jetta today. So I guess the first thing you got to do, you got to pop the hood. In case you're a total rube, I'll show you how to do that. You sneak yourself right inside here. There's a lever. Give her a pull, just like that. Then you find yourself around the front of the vehicle, just to the right side of the VW emblem. You'll feel a little latch under here. Pull up on that baby. This is the ranch where all the ponies live. You can tell it's a Volkswagen by the way it is. Get those leaves out of there. So here's the fuel filter. We'll show you how to get that housing apart. Popped up on out of there. We got a fresh filter in. All right, so we got a T30 Torx. We're gonna pop the cap off of this filter housing here. Hopefully without stripping out anything with this impact. That'd be great. I'll set these screws up there. There's 5 screws on this housing. We'll grab a screwdriver, lightly pry up on that. I like to stick it in right here where Volkswagen has so generously given me a spot to pry. And once you get her moving, pretty good. Trying not to mar any of those surfaces. Just wiggle it free. And once you get the O-ring to pop free, you'll release the whole filter housing all in one assembly. Try and keep as much of the diesel as possible. Pour it back down in there. Some good fresh diesel. Just for a side-by-side comparison, this is what new and old. Comes with the new O-ring, so we'll also put that in. So the O-ring is up here on the top of the housing. I just use a screwdriver. There we go. So kick that one to the curb. We're not worried about that one. That's the old one. We ain't using that. Rub a little diesel on this guy here and slide it back around onto the housing. And get it all the way up to the top in the little groove where the O-ring rides. Make sure it's seated 360 degrees. And then pop the new filter on. Push it all the way up there. Get it pointed down in the housing. Make sure it's still seated. Squish her back down in there. Seat your O-ring. And then put your screws back in. All there is to it. I like to go nice and easy in a star pattern, just like you would do like a wheel on a car. Careful not to fumble any of these fasteners down in the engine bay. That's gonna be a bad time. And you don't gotta go all crazy tightening these down. Not sure what the torque is, but it's gotta be tight. A couple ugga-duggas. That ought to suffice. And that's it. That's all there is to it. No big deal. We'll wipe off some of this spilled diesel and we'll close the hood and get the car on its way. Looks nice.
Thanks, Dan.
Good for another